Chronic stress is a common concern in today's fast-paced world. But did you know that it can lead to elevated cortisol levels in your body? Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, plays a vital role in various bodily functions. However, when levels get too high, it can cause a range of health issues. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the signs of high cortisol due to chronic stress and what you can do about it. Cortisol is a steroid hormone produced by the adrenal glands. It helps regulate metabolism, reduce inflammation, and control the body's sleep-wake cycle. Most importantly, cortisol aids in managing stress. However, chronic stress can cause the body to produce excess cortisol, leading to potential health problems. Understanding cortisol's dual role as both a helper and a potential harm is essential in maintaining balance. High levels of cortisol over prolonged periods can severely impact both physical and mental health. It can lead to issues such as anxiety, depression, digestive problems, heart disease, weight gain, and even disruptions in sleep. Recognizing the signs of high cortisol is crucial because it allows for early intervention and management before these symptoms worsen and lead to chronic conditions. According to recent studies, 77% of adults report experiencing stress that affects their physical health. This statistic highlights the widespread nature of stress and its potential impact on elevating cortisol levels. With such a high percentage of people affected, understanding the signs of high cortisol becomes even more critical in promoting overall health and well-being. Recognizing the signs of high cortisol is the first step in addressing the issue. Symptoms may vary, but common ones include weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, and sleep disturbances like insomnia. Mood swings, including increased irritability and anxiety, are also frequent, along with persisting fatigue and memory issues. These signs can be subtle initially, but may intensify over time if not managed. One of the most noticeable signs of elevated cortisol levels is weight gain, especially around the midsection. This occurs because cortisol can cause an increase in appetite and cravings for high-calorie foods. Additionally, cortisol affects where your body stores fat, often leading to increased abdominal fat. This type of weight gain is particularly concerning as it is linked to higher risks of cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Cortisol plays a significant role in your body's sleep-wake cycle. Under normal circumstances, cortisol levels peak in the morning and gradually decline throughout the day. However, when cortisol levels remain elevated due to chronic stress, it can lead to sleep disturbances such as insomnia or difficulty staying asleep. Poor sleep in turn exacerbates stress, creating a vicious cycle that can be hard to break. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which can affect neurotransmitter function in the brain. This imbalance often results in mood swings, such as heightened irritability, anxiety, and even depression. These mood changes can make it difficult to manage daily stressors, further increasing stress and creating a feedback loop that makes mood regulation challenging. It's important to address these emotional symptoms early to prevent further escalation. Several factors can lead to elevated cortisol levels, with chronic stress being the primary culprit. This stress can stem from various sources such as work, relationships, financial issues, or health problems. Other contributors include poor sleep, lack of physical activity, and an unhealthy diet. Understanding these causes helps in identifying potential lifestyle changes that can help in managing cortisol levels effectively. Let's break down the main causes of high cortisol. Chronic stress tops the list, as prolonged exposure leads to consistently elevated levels. Poor sleep exacerbates the issue, disrupting the natural cortisol rhythm. An unhealthy diet, particularly one high in sugars and fats, can also contribute, alongside a sedentary lifestyle. Finally, certain underlying health conditions like Cushing's syndrome can directly affect cortisol production. While anyone can experience elevated cortisol levels, certain groups are more at risk. Individuals with high-stress jobs or those going through major life changes can be particularly susceptible. People with existing mental health conditions, such as anxiety or depression, may also have higher cortisol levels. Additionally, Those with poor lifestyle habits, like inadequate sleep or poor diet, are at greater risk. Identifying these risk factors can help in taking preventive measures. Under chronic stress, cortisol levels can rise progressively over time. Initially, the body may cope well, but as stress persists, cortisol levels begin to climb. This timeline illustrates how stress can lead to sustained high cortisol, impacting various bodily functions. It underscores the importance of early intervention to prevent long-term health consequences. One common misconception is that all stress is bad and that cortisol is always harmful. In reality, cortisol is vital for survival, helping the body respond to stress. The issue arises when cortisol remains elevated due to chronic stress. Another myth is that reducing stress is solely about relaxation. While important, managing stress often requires lifestyle changes like diet and exercise. Addressing these misconceptions can help in better managing cortisol levels. Detecting high cortisol early can significantly improve management and outcomes. Monitoring symptoms such as mood changes, sleep disturbances, and weight gain can help identify patterns indicative of high cortisol. Keeping a symptom log, whether by hand or with an app like Health Tracker, makes it easier to spot these patterns and provides valuable information for healthcare providers during consultations. Managing high cortisol involves several lifestyle adjustments. Engaging in regular physical activity helps reduce stress and lower cortisol levels. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can stabilize blood sugar and reduce cortisol spikes. Prioritizing sleep and practicing relaxation techniques, such as meditation or yoga, can also significantly impact cortisol regulation. Making these changes can promote a healthier balance of cortisol and improve overall health. Here are some actionable lifestyle tips to help lower cortisol levels effectively. First, aim for at least 30 minutes of exercise most days of the week. Eating a balanced diet, focusing on whole grains, fruits, and vegetables is also crucial. Ensure you prioritize sleep by setting a consistent bedtime routine. Lastly, make time for relaxation practices like yoga or meditation to help alleviate stress and lower cortisol. If you suspect your cortisol levels are high and lifestyle changes don't seem to help, it might be time to consult a healthcare professional. Symptoms that warrant medical attention include severe or persistent fatigue, uncontrollable weight gain, or significant mood changes. A doctor can perform tests to confirm cortisol levels and suggest appropriate treatments or interventions if needed. Early medical advice can prevent serious health consequences. To summarize, recognizing and managing high cortisol levels is essential for maintaining both physical and mental health. Chronic stress can lead to elevated cortisol levels, which manifest through various symptoms like weight gain, sleep disturbances, and mood swings. By understanding the causes, risk factors, and potential lifestyle changes, you can take proactive steps to manage stress and cortisol levels effectively. Chronic stress and elevated cortisol levels don't only affect your mood and weight. Over time, they can also weaken your immune system. High cortisol levels suppress the production of lymphocytes, crucial cells that help fend off infections. This means you're more likely to catch colds or other illnesses. High cortisol levels can wreak havoc on your digestive system. The hormone disrupts the delicate communication between the gut and the brain, affecting gut motility and increasing intestinal permeability. This can lead to uncomfortable conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome or acid reflux. Your skin health can also suffer due to high cortisol levels. By increasing sebum production, cortisol can clog pores, leading to acne breakouts. It can also trigger inflammatory pathways, worsening conditions like eczema and psoriasis. Exercise can be a double-edged sword when it comes to managing cortisol. While moderate aerobic activities such as walking or cycling are effective in reducing cortisol levels, intense workouts like marathon running can temporarily spike them. It's crucial to find a balance that suits your body's needs. Track your symptoms and spot patterns early with Health Tracker by visiting healthtracker.me.